It's the culture stupid.
Hey y'all, SOBs, what's going on? I know I had you waiting for a long time. It's okay, we all here together. How y'all feeling? Now let me tell you something. First let me introduce myself. I go by the name of Mia Bell. I'm a radio girl here in New York City and of course Philly. But tonight I belong to you, I belong to SOBs, and we belong to Nasty C as we celebrate his project titled I Love It Here. Am I right? Y'all here? I have my Liberian beautiful friend in the building, DJ Mohogany. Now, look, y'all gonna be putting me on the spot because that's about all I'm gonna do right now because I want to introduce our special guest. South Africa, we here? We got love to the entire continent. I will go down the 54 countries later, but for now, I do want to introduce the person that we are here to celebrate. South Africa has never seen anything like it, and that's why it's so big there, and we're making it universal. We're bringing it to New York. You know that everybody, every legend has hit this SOB stage, and that's exactly what we're doing today. So I need y'all to help me welcome Nasty C. Let's go!
How you guys feeling tonight, bro?
First of all, y'all see that we got the band stuff set up, right? Because you're going to get some live music a little later, you know that, right? Yeah. But first, we got to dig into the business, man. I want you guys to really, really leave here feeling like you know Nasty C. Fly, I want you to take us back in time with a record that's going to make Nasty C smile real quick. Then he gonna talk to us.
Hell no!
Creme de la creme, homie. These are both for Top Chef, you know. I like my beat down low, down low.
Y'all know this? What else were you listening to in South Africa? What was the energy like growing up? You know, give us kind of the picture of everything that you were seeing growing up, looking around, and then you hear something like Top Back that kind of influences you to, you know, go full throttle with your musical talents.
So I think around the time I was like 9 years old, going on to like 10, and I never really paid attention to music as much. So there's a lot of like, I'm from Durban, so it's very drum heavy, house music heavy. And obviously, like our parents played a lot of like Luther Vandross, Tamia, stuff
Come
like that.
on, the R&B joint, that's me. Is that you?
So yeah, it was always stuff like that, and then off the top back, obviously, I started doing my own research, downloaded like Lil Wayne mixtapes, illegally at the time, but yeah. So like I started listening to a lot of Wayne, a lot of Busta Rhymes, Slaughterhouse, fucking Chris Brown, and like just everything else out there, yeah.
And I know that a friend of yours is also someone who kind of pushed the narrative of you making music too. So, for those of you who don't know, I interviewed Nasty C last year and I got all up in his business and I asked him who the first person was that confirmed that he actually had talent. Because sometimes we need to hear it to know that we can do it, right? Now, who was that first person for you?
It's a guy called Teddy Max. Yeah, it was my photographer for the longest of time. I was just trying to keep him close, really. He wasn't even into photography all that much, but I needed to travel with him everywhere I went because he was just like such a confidence booster for me, you know? He was the guy who was always just like giving me the pep talks if I was like too nervous or whatever. So in order for me to keep him very close and travel to work with him, I made him my photographer, and yeah, he's been my boy, bro.
And when you finally crossed over and said that music is something that you're going to do in your career for real, what was that energy? And what kind of made you say, I'm going to take this on full throttle?
I think I really started taking it like seriously when I was 16 years old. I just felt like I had a lot to say, you know, just as like growing up as a teenager, you go through a lot of shit, like going from one school to another, meeting these people, that people, starting to like girls a lot, like, you know.
A lot.
Yeah, so I felt like I had a lot to say, and I was putting out tapes like very frequently, and I would get a lot of people come up to me and tell me that they relate so much to my music because I'm speaking about pretty much the same thing that they're going through, you know. So that's when I was like, all right. Plus, I'm a very shy, timid person, so that was my only way to get my voice out there, you know. Yeah.
When I turned, I Love It Here on the intro, I can feel your pain. I can feel a lot of the things that you've been through. You lost your mother at a very young age. I kind of want you to speak on that because I know that grief and, you know, losing people that you love is something that we all are all familiar with. Is that true? Yeah? So speak on that.
So I lost my mother when I was 11 months, right? And so that means I don't have any kind of memory of her. I didn't even know her face until I was like maybe 16. That's when they started showing me pictures of her, you know. But the one picture that I had of her is for the longest, and that was the only image that I had of her was like her passport, and then that was it. So it was just like it was very tough. Cause I had a lot of stepmothers too.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's how they get down in South Africa.
Yeah, no, my father like that.
Mama was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Was your daddy's Rolling Stones? Cause so was mine. God bless my father's soul in heaven, but he was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, so it was tough, man. But she was always like, I always looked at her as like my guardian angel. You know, every time I prayed, I made sure to mention her and ask her for like guidance and blessings and stuff like that. So every now and then I'll feel that void, but for the most part, I always feel like she's always with me next to me.
Absolutely. And then from there, we go into Endless, where it brings up the energy in such a beautiful way. Flygerian, let's do it, man. That's our favorite song. Pay attention, y'all. Feel it out. You give us the melodies. You give us the hardcore. You get in your feelings with the ladies. And then you end up with something really beautiful that will play last. But release me, release me, release me. Before we play it, Flygerian, I do want you to give us a breakdown of the record because you are talking your shit on Release Me.
Yeah. So the whole thing behind Release Me is like this. It took me, I think the process, me making that song was about 2 years, and I had no idea what it was going to end up like, you know. But I think the past couple years, I've just been changing as a person. You know, as a rapper, you grow up thinking you're supposed to do everything that a rapper does. You're supposed to always be out with bitches all the time, smoking weed all the time, drinking, partying all the time. But I just ended up at a place where I was just like, I don't even fucking like doing all that stuff. You know, and I was just like, I just want to live my own life. You know what I mean? I just do shit that I enjoy doing. Fucking go play Call of Duty all day if that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I started just like trimming all those kind of things out of my life. So I lost a lot of friends in that process. Even, maybe I shouldn't get to that actually. But yeah, I lost a lot of
That's fine, because it's important. Let me tell you something. It is so important to hit that point where you feel like nothing else matters and I'm gonna do me. Some people never hit that. A lot of people live their lives performing for others and doing what they think they're supposed to be based off the internet, based off of music, based off of people moving around like they too cool. So for you to break out of that at such a young age and during your music career, that's a big deal. So if you gotta go, if you gotta release some things, release them. Ashe? There we go. Go ahead.
So yeah, so all those things changed, and I kind of just felt like I was out of this rapper costume that I felt like I was wearing for the longest time. I was in my skin, man. I feel like I'm in my skin. I'm very comfortable. You know what I mean? So I think that's how the idea for that song came about, and yeah, that's basically what I speak about over there. You know, just how I want to live my life versus how I've always been living it, which is like a gang of niggas the whole time doing dumb shit all day, every day.
Right, that's corny anyway. Like, let's release all of that energy.
I feel like for me it's very different because I've been in a relationship for 11 years.
11 years?
Yeah.
Make some noise for love.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just the person I've always wanted to be with. You know, I always knew it, so I didn't fuck with it. You know?
That's beautiful. Yeah. And then pouring it back into the music, is that easy for you? Do you hear something and you're like, damn, I want to talk about my lady?
Yeah, it's easy. It's very easy. It's very easy. The thing is, she writes too, so every now and then she'll send me like poems and she'll write verses for me. She even do a song and just send it to me right away.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you incorporate it in your music?
I do sometimes, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, y'all, I need you guys to listen closely because if you're not with somebody who's going to turn you up and add to that creative energy and the stuff that you're doing in your life and your career, release them, okay? Facts. Come on. Anyway, so you love to incorporate that in your music. We feel it, of course. And as I listened to the project, you also have a feature on there that surprised me a lot. Benny the Butcher. You got Benny the Butcher on your project. How and what made you come to that conclusion? Because that's very specific. And you got him in his bag in that way too, because he got he tried to get soft with the ladies on that. He did the best of his ability. But you got him.
Yeah, that was through DJ Khalil. He's the one that made that happen. Shout out to him. Yeah, but basically, I was looking for a feature for that song for Prosper and Peace. And he was like, yo, do you know Benny? I was like, yeah, of course. I'm a fan of Benny. And then he was like, it would be really dope if we get him on that song. You know? Because it doesn't sound like anything else that he would do normally.
Nothing.
Yeah, me and him and Dave East.
Love Dave East.
Yeah, we have a song together. It leaked, but it's on out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was already cool with him, and I was like, yeah, for sure, let's definitely do it. Yeah, he did it.
You guys should shoot a video while you're here in New York.
This part of the process is always the best, and it's always my favorite because this is where I get to build like my core fan base. You know, these are people that get to go through this whole journey with me from the beginning. You know, you guys get to call yourselves day ones, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that means the world to me. Means the world to me.
And of course, putting your, where you're from on the map. And not only South Africa, because you also, we was talking down there, me and your team, we were talking, and I know that you advocate for all of the countries in Africa. And not a lot of South African artists do that. Hello? They're real stiff sometimes. But you love to bring it everywhere, Nigeria, everywhere. And I think that's really important to share. And we hear it in the music. You give us the variety. And before I let you go, because I know you're going to perform and we're going to get in our bag and all of that, I want to talk about the last joint on the project. Dear Oliver, your baby boy that I didn't even know until I listened to the project. How has being a father changed you and, made you tap into that soft side?
It's been amazing, man. I was scared at first, but as soon as he got here, it was I've been having the best time ever, man. I feel like he came at a perfect time. It's almost as if I manifested him, so to say, because like I said, the past 2 or 3 years, I've just been kind of changing myself, and I was very intentional about just like the people that I want around me, the shit I want to do, what I want to present myself as, how I want to interact with people and stuff like that, And I was shaping myself, and I feel like he could have came at a better time, If he came before this, I might have been like a very toxic influence then, Yeah, but perfect. Yeah.
That's what 11 years of love does for you.
Money meetings for the season. I'm a threat to the game. I don't do this shit for no reason.